Today's objectives, we will discover how to fold and cut paper to create a six-pointed snowflake.
Hey first grade, here is the video you requested. So you are going to make a paper snowflake today. You know you're going to need your scissors and a square piece of paper. Now, if you can't make a square piece of paper at home, come back to school and see me. I can get you some square pieces of paper, but Post-it notes are squares. And you can probably use a ruler and measure and get some squares made on your own paper at home. You might have an adult there that's willing to help you too and get your paper squared up. Let's talk about our scissors and the science behind scissors and why scissors work the way they work and how you can cut things. So I've got some information here about scissors. A pair of scissors uses a combined mechanism known as a compound machine. Now I'm reading this straight from Forces and Simple Machines. This is a compound machine though. Compound machines are made of two or more simple machines. And they make work easier for us. So let's talk about this mechanism of our scissors. We've got a fulcrum right here, okay? Then out here on the front, we've got these blades, and these blades are our wedges. Back here, we've got our levers that we can hold onto, okay? So the fulcrum is the strongest point. Now think about helping your mom carry in groceries, or your loved one, your grandma, whoever it is that you're helping, or even your backpack at the end of the day. If you hold it out and you put it on your fingertips and you try to carry it around for a long time, it's gonna be super heavy and your fingertips are gonna wilt and possibly even drop off. If you take that same backpack, I've got mine right here, let me get it. All right, I can hold onto my backpack out here like this and see my hand can't even hold it up because it's so heavy, and if you can see, my arm is actually shaking. That is because I've got it like on the tip of my scissors. It's way on the end. I don't want that, I want it back toward my fulcrum. Move it back here. There, my backpack can totally be carried. It's the easiest way to carry the backpack. Now, pop it up on both of them, and I can continue talking to you about how your scissors work. So here we go, we got our scissors. We know this is the strongest part. We're gonna cut through a whole bunch of paper. If we try to do it with a tip, my scissors don't work. Move it back to the fulcrum. This is gonna be easier, I think. I hope, if science is right. I moved it all the way back. I cut the paper. So, science behind scissors. They are a compound machine. This part of the machine makes it really, really easy for you to cut. If your scissors aren't cutting through your whole snowflake paper, don't use the tip, use the back. One thing you also never want to do with your scissors, put it in the tip, hold on with both hands. Still not gonna work. You're not using your compound machine right. Totally works. Slip it back toward the fulcrum. A little bit of science here in art class.
You're going to get your square sheet of paper and you're going to taco fold it. Make sure that you line up your points and you really crease your edges. If you need to use a pair of scissors or a pencil to crease your edges, you can do so. Make them nice and sharp. You're going to make a second taco fold. You're going to connect your points up again, use something to smooth out your creases and make them nice and sharp. If you unfold it, you'll have two triangles. If we unfolded it totally, there would be 4 triangles pointing toward the center. We're going to make our next fold. And this one's really tough. You might have to practice this fold lots of times. You want to make sure you're paying attention to the point at the bottom, folding over just past halfway. Now we're going to fold the other side or wrap it over top. Now it should line up and make a perfect little tall heart shape with nice points. Mine wasn't exactly correct, so I'm going ahead and refolding mine. So a third of the way over. This part might need a little bit of help from an adult. Checking that point, making sure it's straight, and folding it over again to line it up perfectly. There we go. I think that looks pretty good. Let's see if you can get yours like that. Hit pause if you need to practice. I'm just showing you kind of what mine looks like from all angles so that you can see it. I'll even trace those little crease lines so you can see where my creases were made. They're basically made at a third, breaking the triangle into 3 parts, 3 equal or close to equal triangle shapes. I'm sure there's some math you could do there and figure out the angles. Now I'm going to flip my triangle over to the back side, and there should be a part where there is a straight line. We want to cut off those 2 flaps there right along that natural straight line that's created by the creases in the paper. There we go. Get yours trimmed off too, and it might be kind of hard to trim. Remember, you're cutting through layers of paper. If I open mine up, you can see that I kind of have a diamond shape. I'm going to close it up though so I can make my snowflake. Now I'm going to start on the smallest side of my triangle, the shortest edge, and I'm going to cut a shape out of the top. That's going to give my snowflake its 6 points. It almost looks like maybe a J that I cut out. Now I'm going to cut on the sides, and the easiest shape to cut out of the sides of a triangle, because you're cutting through multiple layers, is a triangle. Now, I use the way back part of my scissors because the way scissors work, that's your strongest part. That's where you can press the lightest and still get the most force in your cut. So now I'm flipping it over and I'm doing same to the other side. Feel free to pause this and go back in the video and watch over and over how this is done. There is my triangle with all of its little notches made. I'll let you take a look at this for a minute while you work on yours. All right, the next step that we're gonna do once you have your snowflake all cut out is we're gonna start to unfold our snowflake. You're going to have to unfold your snowflake very, very gently. Take a look at these triangles for snowflakes. They're all cut differently and will all unfold into different types of snowflakes. How many can you create?